Okay, preparing to live stream. The video is being live streamed. That's what it says. So let's give it a minute. We got a few minutes as people start coming in. It is being live streamed. All right, all right. Okay, so good stuff, guys. What is it now? 12:59 p.m. Wednesday, June 12th. Today is day 3 of a 4-day or maybe 5-day. I don't know. We'll see. Just pure value video training on rank and rent, ranking and SEO and things like that. So we got a few people in the house. Josh, Neil, Syed, Anthony, Charles, Unieb, and Abu Bakr. All right. So we got a few people joining. Okay. Why don't we do this, guys? As people are joining, we still have 1 or 2 minutes to start, kick it off. Why don't we do this? As people start joining in, as you start joining in, guys, let's do this. So if you guys have, give me the chat. What's like the #1 takeaway you got? We've done 2 days of training so far. Just all about keyword research, ranking, competition analysis, freedom numbers, stuff like that, building assets. So give me in the chat, what's like the #1 takeaway you got? Like something that you learned that maybe in SEO, maybe in something else that you're like, oh wow, this makes sense. Or it's like, oh my God, something. Anybody? What's the give me something that you learned? All right. So Syed says the riches and the niches. That is so true, Syed. I'm telling you that. Yes. If you just go do some due diligence, you'll be surprised. Okay. I forgot to start recording you. How about that? So let's start recording. All right, awesome. So now let's get started going, guys. We got a lot of people in the house. Why don't you guys, as we wait for people to jump in, give me in the chat what's the #1 thing that you took out of the last 2 days of training we had. So just put it in the chat. Mark says, the #1 thing I pulled from the last 2 days is it does not have to be super complicated. Absolutely. That is so true. In fact, sometimes I watch and listen to so many of these marketing gurus and SEO gurus, and they can make it complicated, right? Simplicity scales. Okay, you want to keep it simple, right? Abu Bakr says what he got is you can go other countries more. If we can go other countries, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities everywhere. Absolutely, yes. Anthony says the population using ChatGPT, cities in the area, creating content. Absolutely, Anthony. Yeah, there's so much of value out there. Yes, it's like a pieces of the puzzle. So, all right, I don't want to waste my time here. Let's get going, guys. Let's make sure I'm streaming live. Yep, we're streaming here. Okay. As people jump in, we can always let people in. So let's get it going. Day 1, we went over, what did we go over? We went over, what did we go over day 1? Population and niches, right? Freedom number, put down your expenses. Here is how I look at it. Every expense area in my life, I want to see how I can have an income stream, an asset producing an income stream. Okay, so every expense area, if that's covered by an asset that produces cash flow every month that takes care of my expense, hey, that's passive income in my opinion, right? So we went over that day 1. If you missed that, make sure you join. You watch the replay. We went over picking the right population, the low-hanging fruit. We went over a couple of websites. And then day 2, which was yesterday, we went over keyword research, planning out the website structure, competition analysis, creating content using AI, ChatGPT, and things like that. Okay. Before we go to today, which is on-page optimization and off-page optimization, does anybody have any questions on this? Does anybody have any questions on this? Does anybody have any, hey, I got this low-hanging fruit. Do you want me to take a look? Give it to me. Let me know if anyone's got it. Okay. Omil Mac requesting. Okay, awesome. If anyone's got anything, let me know. Anybody's got questions, or you want me to take a look at the low-hanging fruit? If not, okay, I'm going to just start sharing my screen, and let's get this going. All right. So let me know if you guys can see my screen. Yep, I think I am. Yeah, awesome. All right. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to go over on-page optimization, right? So we pick the low-hanging, right? I talk about pick a fight with a toddler, not pick a fight with Tyson, right? Don't pick a fight with Mike Tyson, right? It'll take a long time for you to work out and get to that level to knock him out. But a toddler, you can do a little bit and still make money. Now it's a figure of speech. Please do not, I repeat, do not pick a fight with a toddler, all right? That's, I think that may be illegal, right? But you get what I'm saying. Competition analysis, keyword research, we went over that. Content, we went over that, right? Now we're going to do on-page optimization, right? So let me bring up my beautiful little notepad here. Let me know, give me a 1 in the chat if you guys can see my screen. Yeah, okay, cool. You guys can see my screen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anthony, Mark, awesome. Okay, cool, right? So here's what we're doing now. We are going to go over on-page optimization, right? So one of the examples we went was concrete contractors, Midland, Texas. Okay, so here is something I want you to keep in mind. Okay, there are so many ranking factors when it comes to Google ranking. Even recently, there's this big hue and cry over what is it called? The Google released a Google leak of Google's ranking factors. I got so many documents. I'm trying to see where I have the right one. I may not have the right one. Okay, let's just go here, right? But in my opinion, if you can take care of the top few ranking elements, signals, factors, however you want to call it, you are good to go. All right. So let's say we want to rank for, we want to put up a website to rank for this keyword, right? Let's assume it's a rank and rent keyword first, okay? Or you know what, let me switch it a little bit. Let's say, I'm going to ask you a question. Let's say there is a website that's called tomcruise.com, right? Can anybody give me in the chat, what do you think this website is probably about? Anybody? tomcruise.com. What do you think this website is about? Joshua Scientology, okay. Personal brand, okay. Tom Cruise, yeah, exactly. Tom Cruise, right? Makes sense, right? It's just common sense, right? Now, what you need to understand is you and I, human beings, it makes common sense. Google is a bot. It's an algorithm, right? It doesn't know Tom Cruise from Tom Hanks, okay? But Google visits the URL. This is the number one, what I call the number one ranking factor, or the number one place Google comes to get an idea of what the website is about is the domain URL. Because most likely, if it's tomcruise.com, Google's getting an idea, okay, it's something about tomcruise.com. Now, if there is a website called www.tomthecat.com, what do you think this website is about? Anybody? And I know I'm starting basic, it might sound stupid, but bear with me here. Okay, what do you think this website is about? tomthecat.com. Cartoons, cat, absolutely, cat information, right? Now, if I have a website that says tommy.com, can this website be something about Tommy? Yes, most likely, but we don't know what Tommy is. Tommy could be a cat. Tommy could be a human being. Exactly, Omer says it's anything. Tommy could be a company name. Tommy could be my pet dog. It doesn't matter, right? So Google is a bot. The number one ranking factor is keyword in the URL. Why? Because once you buy a domain name, you cannot later change this. If you want to change this, you have to buy a brand new domain again. Does that make sense? Right? Now, so we don't know what this website is about. So Google is a bot. It's visiting, it reads this, it crawls this. That's the term in Google, right? It crawls this. It's something about Tommy, right? Now, the title tag for this website is Tom the cat in Australia, right? So now it's about Tom, the cat in Australia. Now it's starting to make more sense, right? H1, H2, all about, let's just say, Australia, and there's a cat about Australia. So now it makes sense all about that. Omer says EMDs are king. Yes, we'll come to that, right? So where I'm going with this is, if you have a rank and rent website you're putting out, okay, you can put up an exact match domain. So you can, if you want to rank this keyword, if you buy a domain that says www dot, oops, edit, how do I undo? Okay, concrete contractors. Okay, so if this is an exact match domain, it says something like this: concrete contractors midlandtx.com. Control Z, thank you, Brian. Right? So this, now Google knows this is about concrete contractor Midlands, right? Now you can also put up a brand name. Okay, let's say, forget SEO for a while. Let's say I'm starting a concrete company. I'm going to call it SaravanaNConcrete.com, right? Now Google knows this is about concrete, something to do with concrete and something to do with with this dude called Saravanan. But I don't know if this concrete, how will Google know if it should be, if this website is relevant for concrete in Midland, Texas, or concrete in Detroit, or concrete in Italy or France or Paris somewhere, right? So if we can put the keyword in the URL in the rank and rent site, okay, that's a powerful signal to Google, because Google reads the URL number one. Make sense? Then the number two ranking factor, okay, is Google reads the title tag. Okay, I am basically breaking this down to algorithm level, guys. Okay, we don't even have to think about 100 or 200 or 1,000 different ranking factors. In the local space, if you get the 4 or 5 different ranking signals factors I'm talking about, you have done 80% of the work. Does that make sense? Right? So this is what is an EMD. So what would I do? Do I have to put this? If you buy an EMD, if the EMD is available, exact match domain, you are going to rank a little bit faster sooner, right? So I can literally go to a register like namecheap.com, right, and check and see if this exact match domain is available. And okay, so .com is not available, all right, right? So let's just see if somebody already has .com. If I go here, wow, look at that. Somebody already has .com, right? So I cannot buy that. Abu Bakr says service plus location and domain name. Yes, exact match, absolutely, right? So this is not available. Now I can literally go and change this around and oops, I can change this around and say Midland, Texas, concretecontractors.com. Is this available? This is available. I can buy this if I want to. Make sense? So when it comes to rank and rent, one advantage we have is we can have the keyword in the URL. Let's say I got an SEO client, right? This dude here somewhere on bottom, okay, this dude here, 𝐼𝐶albertinc.com. Let's say he becomes my SEO client, all right? Now, when Google visits this, Google doesn't know that this is about, we need to rank. Google doesn't know that this has to rank for concrete in Midland. It's something about Reese and Albert Tink. I have no idea what that is. So next it's going to title, and it's going to check for any other keywords, right? And over here, when it comes there, look at what it says. This is a title tag. And Google, it says home, Reese, Albert. It does not say anything about concrete. It does not say anything about Midland. Are they in Midland? They are in Midland, right? So if I literally take this and go and put them in Ahrefs, I'm going to show this to you, right? Literally, here is an easy way to get a client. Find websites that are not ranking on page 1. See what kind of keywords they are. They are not ranking for any keywords, these guys, right? You can then send them a video and say, hey, Mr. Client, if you just go and put your main keyword, okay, the main service that, what is the main service? They do a lot of stuff, concrete, let's just say concrete, right? Instead of your homepage saying Reese, whatever, home, if you put concrete contractor, Midland, Texas, chances are high you may go from position 50 or 100 where you're not even on page 1 or 2 or 3 to position on page 1 somewhere. Right? Check a different variation. What do you mean by check a different? So you want to check a different client? Is that what you're saying? So let's go back to organic here, just so we understand, right? If I search for concrete contractors, right? If you see the guys who are ranking on the top, this guy's got concrete contractors in Midland. It's got Midland and concrete in the URL. Okay, you see that they all have somewhere in the URL or in the title, they have concrete and Midland, right? When I come down to page 2, okay, let's pick up these guys, okay? This guy does not have, this guy has concrete but no Midland in the URL, but he's got it in the title over here. Look at this guy here. It's a Facebook page. Look at this guy here. They may have different variations, different levels of optimization in their on page, right? So let's say this guy here, he looks like a decent guy, but he's got concrete contractor here, he's got concrete of Midland here, but he's not on page 1. Why is that? There are other factors. But most of the time, let's take a different example, right? Let's just go, let's say plumbing, Chicago, right? This is very, very competitive, okay? Chances are high the top guys will have some variation of Chicago and plumber in the title tag and the URL, right? But if you keep going down, you may find somebody that may not have that, right? This guy, he does not have Chicago here. He has it in the title. Keep going, like you can literally go down to page 3, 4, 5 somewhere, like this guy here, okay, good plumbing, and say, Mr. Good Plumbing, right? I can get you from page 3 to page 201 just by changing this from residential and commercial to just changing it to plumbing Chicago. Am I making sense or am I confusing you guys? What about something like, okay, so we'll get to that in a page, right? So where I'm going right now is, okay, you want to keep this in mind. If you can put your keyword in the URL, that's the #1 thing you can do to let Google know what your website is about. So Google is a bot. It's not like a human being who's going to read everything. It's a bot. It's an algorithm. It's a program. Okay, it's just programmed to see what's the keyword. Okay, and that means I need to, this is one more vote, right? Okay, saying, okay, I need to rank for concrete contractor in Midland. Okay, and this is one of the biggest votes, this Google, you can give Google, right? Then it comes to title, and the title also has this concrete contractor Midland, Texas, right? Then that's another vote, right? End of the day, it's going to tally up all the votes and it's going to say, okay, this guy's got optimized in every single ranking factor. We want to get it to the top. Does that make sense? Okay, then would be H1, H2, okay, and content. These would be the #3 signals. So #1 is keyword in the URL, #2 keyword in the title tag, #3 keywords in H1, H3. Now, just because you have the keyword in the URL and the title tag, and because I'm saying that, you don't want to just put the exact keyword. You can mix it up a little. In the title and the URL, you want to see how you can get your main keyword as much as possible. Once you have that, you don't have to copy the exact keyword and put this over here in H1. You can, it's prime real estate. You can now go and say variations, best concrete companies, right? So now you're telling Google it's also about concrete company. Flip it around. Anthony says, what if a business does not have a keyword in the URL? So if it does not have a keyword in the URL like this dude here, then we can't do anything with keyword in the URL, but everything else we need to optimize. Title tag, H1, H2, H3, content. Make sense? Right? Number 4 ranking factor would be the backlinks, and specifically the anchor text of the backlinks. And we'll cover that when we come to off-page optimization. Okay, so write this down, what I'm talking to you right now, what I'm going to say. What you put on your website determines what to rank for. Okay, so it basically tells Google what to rank your website for. What you put outside your website, and by that I mean backlinks, okay, tells Google how high to rank you for that specific keyword. Okay, am I making sense? Am I confusing you guys? Anyone got any questions on this? Okay, so in the local space, guys, when I'm going to concrete contractors Midland, right? Remember I said anytime I see these inner pages, right, this guy is ranking, because the only reason he's ranking is he's not ranking because he's got backlinks. He's got 0 backlinks. The only reason he's ranking is because the real websites, real businesses are so under optimized that he just has concrete contractor and Midland in the title and in the URL, and they're ranking. Does that make sense? Like, this is the #1 guy who's ranking in organic for concrete contractors Midland. He does not have concrete contractor Midland in the URL. He's got concrete. He doesn't have Midland in the title, but he's got Midland somewhere in the content, and so he's ranking. So if you put a website that's got concrete contractor Midland in the URL, in the title, in everywhere in the content, you are optimizing more compared to these guys, and you're going to be ranking in the top. Does that make sense? Prime Local says, so you do not feel that your title tag and H1 need to match. No, you do not have to. So remember this, guys, right? We want to rank let's say we want to rank this website, right? We want to rank for our main keyword, which is concrete contractors Midland, okay? But I also want to rank it for variations like concrete company Midland, right? I want to also rank it for concrete, like I can literally go and we did, remember we did the Google keyword research? Let me see if I can get the keyword research sheet, okay? Remember, we want to rank for as many of these keywords as possible. Okay, concrete contractors, concrete repair, foundations, cement, you see that? So this is all prime real estate. Now I got concrete. I want to rank for concrete repair. I want to rank for cement repair, right, in Midland. All of these keywords, right? Now I cannot rank one homepage for all these keywords, but my main keyword is what I want to rank for, and my main keyword and related keywords. Okay, so if I go here and I do this search, right, this is what Google is telling me. If I do this, Google is telling me people are also searching for ready mix. Now I don't know if that should be in my home page or a separate page. We'll come to that. But if I just do this, good, Google is telling me concrete company, concrete Midland, concrete contractors. You see that? This is Google is telling me that are related to these keywords, right? If I have this keyword keyword everywhere plugin, Google is going to give me other related keywords. Top rated. Look at that. Top rated. There are people searching for that. That's why it's telling me this. Top rated. Online estimates, right? So then maybe I can have this in my title tag. Okay. My H1 can be top rated, sorry about that spelling error, top, come on, rated concrete company, right? Then what else I have? Online estimates, residential, best, look at that, best. So anything related, my H2 can be best, concrete, and then I put repair. So anything related with concrete. Does that make sense? Okay, Omir says ready mix is usually done, do it yourself. Okay, got it. Josh says by using other top keywords and mix in there. Yes. You got it? Yes. Awesome. So I say different. Yes. So does that make sense so far, guys? So most of the time when people talk about keyword on-page optimization and they're doing schema, I don't do schema for my local sites, right? They're talking about entities. I don't dabble too much in that, right? They're talking about so many different things, right? If you go to my Facebook, the SEO Accelerator Facebook group, right? And then if you go to files, and there is a copy of Rank and Run Strategy ebook 2022. I'm in the process of updating. It'll be updated this month, okay? But the foundation is the same. If I open this up, right? If I open this up, I actually walk you through the on-page optimization in detail, right? But all of this, I show this is actually a great resource. I want you to go through it. But let's say on-page, like keyword in the title, domain name, title, all of this, right? And I talk about, right? I give an example. You don't want to repeat the keywords many times. It gets over-optimized. So if you don't want to say in your title, DUI lawyer Tampa, DUI attorney Tampa, you know, it's too many, right? You have DUI and Tampa too many times. One time is good enough. Yes. Okay. Josh has got it. Right? So go through this ebook also has got a lot more. Does this make sense, guys? Right? So remember yesterday we were planning out, I'm going to take all of this off. Remember, this is the main keyword we want to rank for. This is a domain we bought. Okay. Now we want to rank the home page, optimize the home page for our main keyword, concrete contractors, Midland. But remember, we also said we have service pages, right? So let me ask you a question. If I'm putting a service page, which is an inner page, and I want to, and that service page, excuse me, is about, let's just say, I forgot what other services we had, but stained concrete, right? What should be the URL structure of this service page and what should be the title, right? If I want to rank for stained concrete, Midland, Texas, what should be the URL of this service page? It's an inner page. God, what did I do? Okay, what did I do? No idea what I did, guys. Undo, there's no undo. Control Z, somebody said. Not working. What do I do, guys? Anybody have any idea? Align, right? How do I align? Right to left screener order. Is that what I'm saying? Take it off. All right, thank you. Okay, I just want to copy this. Give me the URL structure. What should the inner page be? Concrete contractor midlandtexas.com / what's the inner page? Domain.com / stained concrete. Syed says, great. Perfect. So Syed says domain.com, which is this is a domain / stained concrete. Perfect. Okay, Syed got it. Right? Yes. Okay. Gina says align. Thank you. Appreciate that. Right? Does that make sense, guys? Now, what should the title tag of this be? And again, there is no right or wrong. As far as you get it 80% right, you're fine. So what is the title? Like over here, can you make it stained concrete Midland? You can, right? But you already have Midland over here, so you don't have to do that. But now you can argue you already have concrete over here, so you don't have to do that either. So you can, it's, how do I say it? Okay, there's a fine balance between over optimization and not, normal optimization and under optimization. The beauty about local is you can make it so very bad in terms of over optimizing or under optimizing and do such a bad job, and you'll still be able to rank like this guy here. The #1 guy ranking has no concrete, no Midland, and he's ranking number 4. You see that? All he has to do is over here say concrete contractor Midland, Texas. Take away his West Texas ready mix, his company name, and instead of that with the title tag, he put concrete contractor Midland. He would most likely go from number 4 to number 1. Simple as that. So Josh says it would look spammy in the eyes of Google. Exactly. So what Josh is saying is, hey, you can go put this. You're fine. But Google might find this spammy and that may be a little bit over optimized. So you're literally better off being stained concrete, or just stained is fine too. But stained concrete is good enough. Okay. So even if you mess it up, you're still going to rank and generate calls. That's the beauty. That's why we are picking a fight with the toddler, because even if you're out of shape, eat all the junk food, you're fat as anybody, and you can still win. That's what I'm trying to say. Make sense? Any questions, comments, anything on this, guys? Cool. So let's say this is the title tag, right? Now, stained concrete, when we go to our, did I take that off my beautiful, document? So now you can literally go and search for all kind of stained. There's only one stained, okay? Okay, concrete staining companies, you see that? Concrete stain contractors, you see that? Google is giving me concrete staining, you see that? All of this, you can literally scoop up stain keywords, acid stain. Wow, I did not know that. Dry staining, okay, wow, right? And so now in your staining page, you can make the title tag your main keyword. Always put the main keyword in the title tag. So stain concrete Midland, right? But then in the H1, you can put concrete acid stain, like all the other keywords you can put, and then you can put your content. Okay, or over here, you can put keywords like local, right? Even in the title tag, you can put something like best, insured, and have the main keyword. So this title tag, H1, URL, these are all what I call prime location for your keywords. You want to put your main keywords over there. So if you already have stained concrete here, you can put best in the title and then put stained concrete. And then if you already have best here, you put something else in the H1. Okay, is this making sense? Give me a 1, does it make sense? And I can move on. Give me a 2, like, hey, I don't totally understand. Okay, Anthony, Gina, Neil, thank you. By the way, I promised you guys the best post yesterday over here. I would give away something for free. I literally cannot find out who the best was. Everybody did an awesome job. I was just going through it before the call. People were awesome. I don't know who to pick, to be honest. I just saw there was Gina's. I was reading Gina's post, if I'm not wrong, and I kind of liked it, and I thought I'll be okay. Here you go, right? She, and I'm not saying anybody else is not awesome, right? I'm just picking Gina. I just liked it. So Gina, I'm willing to give you a free one-on-one 30-minute Zoom. If you want it, just hit me up on Facebook message me, befriend me and message me. And we can get that going, right? Gina says, yeah, thank you. Awesome. I love it, right? That doesn't mean the others don't get any freebies. We will be getting freebies, as we go through the process, okay? With all these people now, okay, gosh, somebody mentioned you in a comment. Okay, who mentioned me in a comment? Let's see. Okay, whatever. So now this is about Onpage. So now you want to go service page, each one you do that. Does that make sense? Each service page you do that. Now let me ask you this. Anthony mentioned that, hey, I like that fact that in Midland, Texas, even though you're going to be ranking in Midland, Texas, you're putting all these location suburb pages. So if somebody is in Midland and they want to drive okay, Midland to Greenwood is not too far. They can probably, or Odessa, right? Let's just say Odessa. Odessa, I don't know how to pronounce it, right? 27 minutes. So if this contractor in Midland, if he gets a call from somebody in Odessa saying, hey, can you come and do a concrete job for me? I'm in Odessa. He's going to say, yeah, 20 miles, I'll drive, right? So we need to put up a page for Odessa, right? Okay, now if we want to rank this for, if somebody is searching for concrete contractor in Odessa, Texas, right? How should the URL be? Somebody give me this. What should be the URL for this? Anybody? The inner page. I'm talking about an inner page. You're going to put an inner page, like a location page. How should it be? domain.com/Odessa. Is that good enough? Stain contractor. Okay, yeah, we're not talking about stain. We're just talking about concrete contractor site. Okay. So should it be /concrete contractor Odessa, or should it be /Odessa, or should it be something else? Anybody? Should it be, let's call this 1, let's call this 2. If it's a 1, give me a 1. If you think it's a 2, give me a 2. Gina says second looks better. Somebody else says 1. Anthony says /Odessa. Anna says 1. Anthony says 2. Okay, Syed says 1. So some people say 1, some people say 2. Here is what I want you to understand. Number 1, both are fine, but you don't want to over optimize it too much. In the whole URL, you have concrete over here, you have contractor over here. So you don't have to repeat that in the full URL, even though it's an inner page. When Google visits this page, when Google bot, the spider, crawls this page, right? It'll come here and say, okay, this page is about Odessa, Midland, concrete, contractor. Okay, it's something to do with Odessa and concrete. Then it's going to title tag. Over here, you want to put your main keyword you want to rank Odessa for. So that'll be concrete contractor Odessa. Don't put Midland there. So even though this one's got Midland here, Google will read this and say, okay, it's about Odessa. Then H1, you're going to say something like best concrete company Odessa, right? H2, you can do something like local, licensed, stained concrete, you can say, or some other keyword, and Odessa, right? And your content is going to be all about concrete and Odessa, not about Midland. Make sense? So even though you are okay, it's a low-hanging fruit. It's very under-optimized, easy low-hanging fruit. You can still get away with that, but this is the right way to go about it. We don't want to over-optimize it. Same way with the title. Sometimes I see people saying, putting concrete contractor Odessa, then they'll put something like best concrete contractor near me, right? They think they are optimizing for concrete contractor near me by putting it here. And then they'll also say, call us concrete contractor, or they may put something like local. You don't want to repeat the word concrete and contractor so many times. You can just leave it like this, and you can put local over here, right? And you can say something like local insured license if you want to, right? How will you spell that, right? Now, people ask the question, how do I come up for near me searches and put this near me? In my testing, you don't have to put the near me over here. Google knows your IP and it will come up from there. Worst case, in the content, you can put a near me once if you want to, but you don't even have to do that. Make sense? Prime says, gotcha. Awesome. Love it. You guys understand. So Aisha says, if I start a GMB for this website, rank and brand, I use a brand name. Okay, we'll cover that. But what Isa is saying is, okay, I understand website is this, right? But should the GMB, should I call the GMB name Concrete Contractor Midland? So should the GMB be an exact match name like this? Or can the GMB be a brand name like Tom's Concrete Company? You can do either, it doesn't matter. Google is now frowning about this. If the chances of your GMBs are getting suspended and all that is higher if you have an exact match, there are still some industries and niches where you can put an exact match name and get away with it. But Google is moving more towards brand. 3, 4, 5 years ago, I was doing a lot of exact match domains and ranking, exact match GMBs. Then Google started tightening its filters, and now you have to You have to prove you're a real company. So if you don't want to do that, you're better off putting a brand. So let's say you put a brand. I would not put like something like Tom, because let's say you put a brand name, GMB name says Tom's Concrete Company, and then you rent it to a contractor. The company name is John's Concrete, right? Somebody calling Tom's may call, and the John will answer John's Concrete, can I help you? But the GME says Tom, and the customer may confused. So my brand name would be something simple as Affordable Concrete, right? Or I would put something like Precision Concrete, or I would put something like Concrete. You can just get ideas, right? Just get some ideas. Go over here. Go to some bigger cities, concrete contractor Dallas, and see what kind of name associated, cowboy, like general names, proficient. See that? So if somebody calls your GMB name, let's say is Affordable Concrete Company, and somebody calls there and say, hey, are you Affordable Concrete Company? And that guy says, yeah, I'm affordable. How can I help you? I am affordable. My rates are affordable. So there's not too much competition. You can always, once you rent it out, there's not too much confusion. Once you rent it out, you can always, if the question asks, you can tell this John, hey, you can let the customer know if he asks you that this is one of many Google properties and websites that I own. And you can put in the website saying this website is owned by John's Concrete Company. Cool? Makes sense? So that's all the main GMB optimization, okay? Once you have the keywords over here, just doing this alone is going to start ranking you for most of the keywords. Does that make sense? The second thing I would do, a couple of things I would do, is you don't even have to do this, okay? You're going after low-hanging fruit, this is good enough. But a couple of things you can do is you can put a map embed of the GMB in your homepage, okay? That's going to give Google one more signal. Okay, this is map embed GMap, the GMB is in Midland. If you don't have a GMB, just a map embed of the city Midland in your homepage, right? Just simple things like that. You can even link to Midland. So if you go and search for Midland, Texas, some of the top ones will be a .gov, .gov website come up, right? From your homepage, link to this midlandtexas.gov. This is called an outbound authority link, okay? Google will visit your website and then we'll be going through all the links and talking and figuring out what you're about, right? It will visit other websites that are linking to you and link to you. So that's why we want to link to and get links from as many the Midland location, your geographic location, and as many backlinks and outbound authority links to other concrete niches as well, websites as well. How would you link to that? So just go here, get this link here, right? And in your content that you write, right, that we have from ChatGPT. Remember we went to ChatGPT, right? Let's get the content. We did that yesterday, right? This one here. Okay. Okay, we just take this, copy this. I'm just going to copy a little bit, right? And then over here, all I'm going to say is, hey, we are the best concrete company in Midland, Texas. And then from this Midland, Texas, just link to this. That's it. Yes. So if you can get a link from this website to your website, that's awesome. But that's going to be not going to be easy. What I'm doing is talking about is linking from your website, rank and run site to this, kind of an outbound authority link. That's it. How to get backlinks when we talk about off page, we talk about that. Does that make sense? So if you literally go again, okay, go to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you give me some of the on-page optimization stuff. Like you don't even need to know the words to use, just prompt anything I need for my local concrete website. It's going to give you stuff like, oh, check your page load speed, make sure your images are optimized so it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, let's see what all it gives. And you can do any of this if you want to. I'd be curious to know this also, right? Keyword, title tag, that's what I just mentioned. Meta description, I did not even talk about that. So what is meta description, right? If I'm doing a search for concrete contractors, right? This is title, meta title or title tag, this big clickable purple thing. This is the meta description that people will see in the search results. So you can put that, okay? Name, address, phone number. Okay, wait, meta description, H1, H2. You see that? I just went over that. Include primary keywords, okay? Name, address, phone number, okay? Match your Google business. Location pages, I talked about that. Make sense? Local keywords like concrete contractors, okay? Google, we got that. Service pages, we went over that. Blog posts, we went over that. Case studies, testimonies, okay, that's a good one, right? There you go. Put some case studies, right? Let me show you one of my, this one here is a page I had put up long ago. Okay, that I had put up when I was doing a Facebook ad targeting 3 guys long ago, like 2017 timeframe. But you see what the clients are saying about this? This lady and this guy are stock images. I've used them in so many of my rank and run sites, it's not even funny. If you find a website and that's got a testimony of this lady and this guy, it's probably my rank and run site. That's how stupid and simple I kept it. Make sense? Let's see what is this saying, okay? Optimizing page load speed, exactly. Secure your website, absolutely. SSL, right? Sitemap, yeah, okay. You can call to action, you get the idea. So internal links, I talked about it, schema markup, I don't do it. Alt tags, I don't do alt tags in my images because we are going after low hanging fruit, right? So literally, you can literally, like, that's how stupid simple it is now. Go to ChatGPT and ask anything, right? I have a friend, Josh, in Cleveland. Do you know him? Not sure what ChatGPT is saying. Okay, it doesn't know Josh, right? But literally, you can ask Josh. I mean, not ask Josh. Ask ChatGPT stuff it's going to give you. Namad says, what is the best for extension? Okay. So Namad says, hey, can I go and get .actor, .careers, .construction? You can go get anything. But keep in mind, the average Joe who's searching for a concrete contractor, he's used to .com. If he sees a .actor, he may or may not, I don't know, if you're a real company or if you're an actor, he may or may not. So why take the chance? Every lead, every call is going to be worth it, right? So that's about on-page optimization. If you guys have, you can go through keyword density. I'm talking about this. Go through this ebook. I talk a lot about it. Okay. Now, off-page optimization. I'm coming to that. We'll cover a bit about that. Okay. How many of you want to go quickly over some off-page optimization today? Not just on-page and off-page. Give me a yes if you want off-page also. Give me a no if you're tired and if you're done. Anthony's the only one who says, okay, Anthony and Gina are the only one who wants off-page optimization. That's it? Neil, okay, a few other people. Okay, good. Off-page optimization is all about backlinks. I want you to understand this, guys, right? Forget the fact that you're doing SEO for rank and run site. Okay? Let's say Anthony as an example, or Gina or whoever, right? Let's say they are starting a concrete company. Okay, they name it Anthony's Concrete or whatever, right? Once you put up your website and this keyword, whatever we did, your website, what are some of the first things that you would do, a business owner would do to spread the word out, to get the word out, spread the word about their concrete company? Anybody? Tell friends, absolutely. You would tell friends, yes, right? Anybody else? How would you tell friends? Think about that. Social media, Gina says, awesome. You would go and post it in social media. In my Facebook post, I will create a Facebook page. Text message, Anthony says, okay, right? Yeah. You would text it, but literally you would create a Facebook page. You would create an Instagram page. You may create a LinkedIn profile. You see what I'm saying? Right? This is called social profiles. That's what you're doing. Then you would do citations. What are citations? Any place where you are cited, right? What a cited means. Cite, okay, is quote, tell about, talk about, right? Any place which talks about your website, your company is a citation. So you most likely would go and put about your company in yellow pages. Okay, you may go and get a free Yelp account. You may go to like your local GDB, Better Business Bureau. So all we are doing with social profiles and citations is doing this. Now, keep in mind, understand, when you're creating a Facebook.com page, when you're going and creating a Yelp.com, you're not going to, Yelp.com is not going to put your information on its home page, right? I would love it if you can get it from a home page because it's got so many backlinks. It's got 100 million backlinks that going to the home domain, all the domain. The exact URL itself is got 8 million URLs. But most likely what's going to happen, right? If I just do concrete, let's just say concrete. Come on, right? Let's just take a Yelp page that somebody's created. Okay, let's just go line for DFW, right? They're going to create a page like this, okay? That's going to have 0 backlinks. You see, do you realize, do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay, this is an inner page that Google is going to create. You can put all your stuff there. You're putting a name, address, phone number, all of that. But this is not pushing power. So the reason we do social profiles and citations is to build trust. Okay. Here is what I want you to understand. Last thing, I'll be done for today. You want to have relevance. Google wants to see your website have relevance. What do you mean by relevance? Keyword in the title, keyword in the URL, keyword as much as possible in the citations, wherever. Then when you put citations, that's to build trust. What do I mean by trust? It just makes common sense, right? You're going to be linking, you're not getting power. You're getting just backlinks and just building trust. It's just trusted by, if you're a local company and you have all these local citations, it's just building trust, right? Then comes power. We'll talk about PBNs tomorrow. When all of these 3 come in the right way, you do the relevance with keywords in the right places and the trust and the power, you start going to the top of Google, people start finding you and you start getting traffic. And then you start sticking to the top. Does that make sense? Prime says, what if you don't have an EMD? Great question. Yes. So Prime has a great question, right? When it comes to on-page optimization, so Prime says he has a domain that's not an EMD. He says prime.com is my domain. Then in my inner page, can I put this? Yes, absolutely. Then you can. If you already have Prime, Concrete, Midland, you may not need to. Does that make sense? So somewhere in the URL, once if you can, that'll be good. Perfect. Name, address, phone number, yes. The other thing you want to understand, especially in the name, address, phone number, the citations I talked about, over here, right? Every time if you put up a Facebook page, make sure the name, address, and the phone number on the Facebook page are the same as your GMB. So what do I mean by that? You see this guy here. Let's just say this guy, right? Let's say this guy here. Okay, this is his address. How can I copy this thing? Right now, if this is how it's displayed in the GMB, okay, you want to put the same thing. Let me make this here. You want to put the same address, same format over here. You don't want to say avenue with the NUE. You don't want to say suite as a hashtag. You know, you don't want to say TX as Texas, right? As much as possible, keep it very, very accurate as much as possible with how it's showing in the Google My Business profile. Why? Google loves Google. According to Google, Google is Google's source of truth, and we are playing by Google's rules. So if you have incorrect name, address, phone number, it can mess up the map rankings. Okay? I talked about that Namad, which is the best extension. I still stick to .com just because people are used to .com. You can rank with .net and .pro. I have websites with .net also, but if you get a .net, go for it. Josh says Chamber of Commerce is a killer. Absolutely. You know why Chamber of Commerce backing is a killer? Number one, I don't think it's free. Is it free? Let me know if it's wrong. Number two, Google knows that if you're a real business, you will go in Chamber of Commerce. My rank and run sites don't have Chamber of Commerce, right? But if you get that, it's going to help you a lot. What if you change addresses or move your location? So you may have to update the Google My Business. It'll trigger a re-verification, all of that. Yes. Cool. So give me a give me a love it or something if today's on page was good. And tomorrow we'll go to off page. And so that means we probably have a Friday for sales and maybe GMB. Cool. Anybody's got anything else? I don't know if Craig is in the house. Is Craig in the house? To make some calls for Craig. If not, that's fine. Aisha says, please explain. Are you asking explain Chamber of Commerce or something else? What do you want me to explain, Aisha? Cool, guys. Okay. Chamber of Commerce. Yeah. So get local backlinks is always going to be helpful. So especially your local city's Chamber of Commerce, get a backlink from them. That'll count higher in terms of Google than Yelp and all that. That's what I'm saying. If you can get a local Better Business Bureau, local backlinks, you know, that's going to help a lot. Google is going so much more towards geo and stuff like that. All right. It costs $100 a listing, exactly, right? So Google also knows. So if I have 100 rank and run sites, I may or may not put a Chamber of Commerce backlink from a Chamber of Commerce for my rank and run sites. But if I have a real business, I would spend $100, absolutely, right? Google knows that too. It gives more weightage to that. Make sense? Awesome, guys. So we're done with today. Tomorrow we'll go to off-page optimization. I'm telling you guys, this is literally crazy. If you pick up the right low-hanging fruit, you can do so much. Okay. I don't want to take too much time, but literally just jump in tomorrow's call. We don't talk about PBNs mainly, all kinds of other backlinks. We go from there. Right? Gina, you got a one-on-one with me. Hit me up, message me anytime. We'll figure out a time in the next couple of days. All right. With that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Hope this was helpful.